Oh, it's playing now. Is it done? Okay, great. Hi, everybody. Welcome to, wait a second. Yeah, Cocktails with the Artistic Director. That highly produced, pretty cool intro you saw there was done by Dan Spears. So thank you, Dan Spears. That was fantastic. And if you're really nice, and I know you will be, I'll show it to you again later because I want to play with it again. I'm talking to my wife now. She's over there. Did you hear the sound on the intro clip?
Yes.
Yes, I didn't hear the sound here, so I was just asking. Welcome back. It's been a long, long time. I think it's been 3 weeks since I saw you all on this platform. Lots has happened since then, and yet it seems like nothing has happened. So welcome back. It's Thursday, September 17th. I hope you have a drink in hand. I know I do. Oh, this is good. What did you make me today?
Mojarito.
A mojarito.
Mojarita.
Mojarita. It's a margarita and Mojavian desert. Is that right?
Not quite.
Okay. Something like that. Margarita with what?
It's a mojito and a margarita.
It's a mojito and a margarita. Margarito combined. Okay. Oh dear, she says. So anyway, I don't know about you, but I know about me, and I am sorry. I've got a lot of stuff on my computer I'm getting rid of so I can see you better. So I can see you better. And I'm very happy that the last few days have been a little bit more like air out there in this year of 2020, or as I like to refer to it as, Apocalypse Eve. It's been nice not to have a blood red sun in the morning. It's been nice to have a morning. So I hope you guys are doing well wherever you are, and you're safe and you're breathing relatively clean air. So let's get started. Got a lot of stuff to cover tonight. So let's get going. First of all, I know you've been missing this date in theater history. September 17th, 1917, George Arliss and Mary Hamlin's drama Hamilton opens at the Knickerbocker Theater, starring Arliss as the founding father, Alexander Hamilton. It says here in my notes, something you might not know, but almost a century later, Lin-Manuel Miranda uses the same title for his Pulitzer Prize-winning musical about the founding father. It was also called Hamilton. If any of you have heard of that, I think it's sort of disappeared into relative obscurity. But I'd like to dig that up and listen to it sometime. I bet it might be kind of interesting. Also, in 1959, John Gielgud directs and stars in Much Ado About Nothing on Broadway at the Lunt-Fontanne Theater for a limited engagement of 58 performances, having appeared as Benedick in the Shakespeare comedy many times since it's his 1931 premiere in the role at London Sadler's Wells Theater. Gielgud announces that this production will be his last in the role. Well, I should hope so, because he was 112 years old when he played Benedick the last time. It's a little long in the tooth for Benedick. His Beatrice was actually dead. That's how old. But being John Gielgud, he pulled it off with a plum. How'd you like to be John Gielgud? Well, not now, because he is dead. But how would you like to be John Gielgud and your most famous role was the butler in Arthur? Somewhat like Alec Guinness being Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yeah, was his famous role. So anyway, today's birthdays, Roddy McDowall. Roddy McDowall, those of you who know or don't know Roddy McDowall, he was in the Lassie movies and he was a child star, but he was also, this is very interesting, I think. He was also in a movie that Orson Welles did, Macbeth, which was Macbeth, of course. So Roddy McDowall, a very young Roddy McDowall, played Malcolm in Macbeth. Now, what's interesting about this motion picture production of Macbeth is that word has it, the legend has it that Welles ran out of funding during the shooting of the movie, and so they had to sort of improvise with props, and he's literally wearing a cardboard crown at some points. And also, this is true because I've heard it, there are 2 soundtracks for this movie. One is done sort of straight, standard American diction, as you might say, and the other one is done with Scottish brogues. So for a real treat, find that one. It's a lot of fun. Also birthed today. That's how you say it, right? Birthed today. Also birthed today. The lovely and talented Anne Bancroft, Ken Kesey, the late great John Ritter, Baz Luhrmann, fantastic director, and a couple of great ones. Cassandra Peterson, who you might know by her alias Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, and my favorite birthday today is Kevin Cash, who is the voice of Elmo. Elmo says, "Happy birthday, Kevin!" Oh, and I know, I'm sorry for you Catholics out there. I forgot to mention that it's also the birthday of Pope Paul V. He was born in 1550, and he was best known as the persecutor of Galileo, from whence the song came. That's right. Galileo, Galileo, Galileo Pope Paul. Okay. Oh, I skipped my pages. So those are our birthdays for today. As I said, we've got a lot of stuff coming up. And I wanted to, first of all, I wanted to thank everybody who was involved in our Raven 24/7. I haven't had one since then. Haven't had one of these since then. I have had a few of these since then. But that was, as you know, that was our first foray into trying a live virtual entertainment on our new streaming platforms, showtix4u.com. And again, rather than doing the shows live, we had all the directors record them via Zoom. And I'll tell you what, it went pretty well. It went a lot better than I expected. I gotta give a public shout out to, again, Dan Spears, because those of you who were involved in 24/7 know this. Then on the second night, when we came back ready to show all the great shows that had been taped that day, we were ready to go at 7:30, and we're going, and we're trying to play the plays, and there was no sound. So Dan had to figure out how to get sound for our plays so we could share it with our adoring public. And it seemed like it took about 6 hours, but it only took him 10 minutes to do it and to get it going. So a successful 24/7. Cheers to all. Like, a successful 24/7. There we go. Cheers to all who were involved and to all of you who watched. Okay, so let's get down some brass tacks. As you know, we are not able to go back into the theater yet, but we are still keeping the Raven alive and thriving with our virtual events. And let me talk to you about them. Okay, so you might want to. I'll give you a second to go get a pencil and a paper, because you're gonna write these down. And when I want to get your calendar and circle some some of these dates coming up, because you know what, you can circle these dates, because in the notes that I wrote for myself, I didn't. So I think hopefully I'll remember them. Okay. So yeah, sure, why not? I know I'll remember them. If I don't, someone will correct me. Coming up this Sunday is part 2 of the latest Mike Blake mystery, A Day at the Races, part 2. Did I say that? Part 2. So that'll be on Facebook Live at 7 o'clock this Sunday evening. And then, as we are doing with everything else, Dennis Whitaker is doing this for us. He's taking our Facebook Live shows that we've been doing and putting them on showtix4u.com. So they will be there, accessible for people who don't want to go on Facebook, or B, miss the show and want to see it. And also, it's nice because we do charge a nominal fee for those, and the money goes all to the Raven Theater. It's not very much. It's $5 for each show that you watch on Facebook. I mean, on showtix4u.com, and that $5 is for a device, so you could gather the family around, get some marshmallows and watch A Day at the Races, part 2, a Mike Blake mystery. The next Sunday, which would be we're in October then, aren't we? What's this Sunday? What is this Sunday? This Sunday is the 20th. So next Sunday will be the 27th. So this coming Sunday is Day at the Races. The following Sunday, the 27th, we are doing a premiere of an original radio drama called Noir Hamlet. We'll be recording that this weekend. And this one's got a fun sort of history. Francine Schwartz, who created the Mike Blake mystery universe, suggested, hey, maybe we should reach out to other writers rather than she and myself just to write them all. And one of the authors that she suggested was a gentleman who wrote a play that we did on our short play festival back in February, which I believe that, to me, it feels like about 6 years ago, but it was just February. That was actually, that might have been the last thing the Raven Players did in the Raven Performing Arts Theater. And he wrote a great piece called The Maltese Walter, about a noir-obsessed person. So, Francine thought this guy might be really a great source to write into the Mike Blake Mysteries. So I contacted him. His name is John Minigan. And he did not have he's a teacher, and he did not have the bandwidth to do that. But he said, funny, you should contact me, because I actually I used the idea of the Maltese Walter, and I wrote a full-length radio play called Noir Hamlet about a detective named Hamlet in 1949 Los Angeles. And he said, would you be interested? So I said, sure, bring it on. So he sent it to me. It's a great script. So we're going to record it this Sunday. And it's also going to be a two-parter. We'll do part 1 on September 27th, and then part 2 on whatever that Sunday is following it. It's not October something-ish. So that's coming up. So those are the next couple of audio plays we're doing, radio plays. Then we also, this past weekend, recorded the first 3 episodes of an original radio comedy, series called The Sad Dads Gang, written by our good friend Tony Shulo, and featuring the talents of Jonathan Graham, Christy Marie Carlson, Christy Marie Carlson, Jeremy Boucher, Pete Stringfellow, and I was in it too. But it's going to be a 6-part series, 10-minute for each episode, and it's about a group. What? And Abby Miranda did the live sound effects. Of course, my gosh, Abby Miranda is our go-to sound effects person. So anyway, so it's about these 4 divorced dads who meet every week at a place kind of like the Flaky Cream in Healdsburg, because it was based on the Flaky Cream in Healdsburg, and they sort of bemoan their state in life, that they're paying child support, they're paying alimony, they're paying their own bills, and they don't have any money. So I'm not going to give it away, because I think it's in episode 2 that they figured this out. Maybe it's in episode 1, but they come up with a very unique idea for how to get some extra cash. I'll leave it at that. And like I said, it's a 6-part series. We've recorded the first 3 parts. They're only 10 minutes each. And the airing date for that is still TBD, which means to be determined. So I'll let you know when that's going to start, but that'll be a lot of fun to listen to. So that's it. So we've got, radio-wise, we've got the Mike Blake Mysteries, Noir Hamlet. We have 2 more Mike Blake scripts that we're going to do, and I think we're going to put Mike on hiatus for a while. Don't tell him; he's very sensitive about it. And that's Sad Dads Gang. Coming up on our new fantastic platform, Showtix for You, we're going to be doing an evening of streaming, a streaming evening, someone's streaming evenings. A collection of short plays that we're going to stream. The umbrella title is The Umbrella Academy. No, that's been used. The umbrella title is Zoom In Short Plays for a Long Pandemic. And these are, thank you, these are a collection of, a combination of original plays written by some of our local playwrights, Tony Shulo and Francine Schwartz, as well as published plays that were written specifically for being done virtually or via Zoom. And the titles for those are Boredom, Fear, and Wine, which is going to feature Handa Gokbas and Nick Augusta, directed by Diana Grog. Forget Me Not, which will have Grace Reed, Athena Gunlach, and Robert Bauer. Sorry, Robert. And directed by Robert Zelenka. Bobby Z, as he hates that I call him that. Bobby Z is going to direct that. And The Dream is the play that was written by Francine, that features Steve Thorpe and Bella Lipman. And Glamping is the play that Tony wrote, and that will feature the talents of Monique Scott and Christy Marie Carlson. Plus 2 monologues that were written by John Patrick Shanley, part of a larger piece, a collection of monologues called Rogues Gallery. And those 2 monologues are Ditto, which will be performed by Katie Watts-Whitaker, K-Dub-Dub, and Lockdown. And that will be performed by Lydia Revelos. And that will be coming up. Oh, I did write down the dates. Good for me. That will be coming up October 8th, 9th, and 10th. And you'll obviously be getting more information about that via our website, Facebook, and Instagram. But just so you know, it's going to be on showtix4you.com. And that'll be, again, October 8th, 9th, and 10th. It'll be 7:30 p.m. You go there and we'll have tickets. We don't have them available yet, but we'll have tickets available ahead of time. And you buy your ticket and you watch the show. It's great. The URL that I have right there in front of me right now, showtixforyou.com/events/17219, that will get you to all of the Raven Players events. Okay, so if you just go to Showtix and you enter the Raven Performing Arts Theater in the search bar, this will come up. But if you want to go directly to all the events, they're right there. And like I said, we have most of the things we've done the last few months are on there now if you'd like to see something again, or if there's something that you missed. 24/7 is on there now as well. So that's coming up. Then, as if that weren't enough, and God knows it should be, in October, late October, I asked several members of the Raven Players to record film Edgar Allan Poe pieces, so some stories and poems by Edgar Allan Poe, and we're putting them together as in a little thing I like to call the Raven Poe-palooza. So what we'll do is the last week of October, we will air one or two of those pieces each night, and then on Saturday, which is Halloween, October 31st, we will do a Poe-a-thon. So we'll just air all of the pieces that everybody did. I think we've got, if I'm not mistaken, we got about 15 people doing them. So we have, The Telltale Heart, The Pit and the Pendulum, The Raven, Annabelle Lee, The Cask of Amontillado, Fall of the House of Usher, The Mask of the Red Death, The Bells, all your favorite Poe hits. So tune in the last week of October to watch Raven Poe-palooza. That'll be fun. Then, following that, in November, I commissioned, the Raven Players, I should say, commissioned 6 plays specifically about issues, hot button issues that affect our community and the community at large in our nation. And so I have 6 playwrights who are writing these 6 original plays. They are not written yet. I won't see the first draft of them for another week or so I can't really even tell you what they're about. But there'll be things about like systemic racism and income inequality, things that are going on in our town, in our community. Because I felt it was time. This is a great time for us to have some original voices talking about these issues that are affecting us on a daily basis. So that's coming up, and it's called What the F blah 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 is going on. And I use the little keyboard, asterisk, and signed, pound sign, blah blah blah. What the blank is going on. That'll be 6 short plays, and that'll be coming up in November 12th, 13th. And 14th, the same idea, that we'll do it on showtixforyou.com, and they'll be live streaming. And then, following that, I think I told you last time that we are tentatively planning on still doing the Woody Guthrie show in January. But we are, and this is just between you and me, so don't tell anybody else, but we are hoping, if all goes well the next few weeks and things become a little more, what's the word I want, in Sonoma County, if we kind of get our act together a little bit more and are possibly able to venture back into the theater again, then we would like to do It's a Wonderful Life, a live radio play, and talk about something that was built for this time. So that is, tentatively on the books for December. And again, we would like to do it live and live streamed, because at that time also we are hoping to have our new camera equipment, so we can, as I told you, ad nauseum during these things, that part of our productions from now on will always be live streaming at least one performance in every run, even when we get back into the theater, because I know there's lots of people who will be hesitant to get back into the theater space, even with social distancing. So that's the tentative plan, is that would be our first actual live streaming event with the new camera equipment, which we're going to get. And hopefully that'll come in, well, it will come if it comes in December, because that is, last time I looked, still when Christmas is. I think, is that right? That's still Christmas? That hasn't been moved, has it? Please tell me that hasn't been moved. It's 2020, it could be. Did I miss it? Did Christmas already happen? Thank goodness. Okay, so what did I say? I said all that stuff. That's a lot of stuff. That's good stuff. That's really, really fun, exciting, good stuff. And I should also say, it's a very good cocktail, by the way. Wish you could taste it. Yeah, it's really good. Okay. I should also say I've got to thank So there's so many people that I will shoot them an email or a text or something, and I'll say, "Hey, I want to record this radio drama Sunday. Will you do it?" And 99% of the time, everybody I ask says, "Yeah, sure. What time?" And so I want to thank all those people who have been an integral part of keeping this theater going, keeping this theater alive, and keeping the word out during the pandemic, when a lot of other businesses and a lot of other theaters have sort of not necessarily closed up shop, but certainly reduced their footprint on what they're offering to the public. So I want to thank everybody who has volunteered their time coming in, because we've been doing this almost every Sunday for the last 5 months, I think. And people give up their Sunday afternoons, Mondays, Saturdays. Tom Lukens gives up his Sunday afternoon. I think he worked like 40 hours a week just on the sound for these radio dramas we're doing. So thanks to everybody for doing that. Yes, I have a question.
How do you get involved with all these fun things?
Well, you can get involved with these fun things by just, if you have my email me. And if you don't, I'll give it to you right now. You can contact me directly at Stephen. I'm going to give you the easy one to remember, StephenDavidMartin@gmail.com. That's the easy one to remember. My Raven address is a little more difficult. It's got lots of dots in it and stuff. It confuses me. So again, StephenDavidMartin@gmail.com. If you want to get involved in this fun stuff. And I'll tell you right now, I'm glad that you came up with that question, because I will need to do, we will have to do casting for the 6 original plays, the commissioned plays. And again, like I said, I don't know the plays yet, so I don't know what the character requirements are, but I do know that we ask that the writers keep it to probably 2 actors, I think, per piece, because again, we're assuming that these will have to be done via Zoom and virtually recorded. So if you're interested in that, particularly, an asterisk in the email, let me know. But that'd be great. But thank you, because we'll keep doing stuff. We'll be doing a lot of stuff, in addition to the things I just told you about, because you know what? There's always more stuff we can do. Let's see. What else was I going to say? That's a lot. Man, that's a lot. There's, are you laughing because that's true? Yes, it is. That's good. That's our birthdays for today. That's good. What the fuck? Oh, I'm sorry. What the heck is going on? What the beep is going on? I said that. Wonderful Life. That's cool. I think we'll be back in the theater at some point. Some point in time. Okay. Oh, if you know people, you have friends, I'm hoping, and if you think they might like some of these plays, get them to the Show Ticks for You website and have them. Like I said, it's $5. It's nothing, and that money goes to the theater, because as you may have noticed, we have not had any income for 6 months. So that helps. Even every little bit helps us out. And they're really, I got to say again, that they're really well produced. Dan Spears and Dennis Whitaker and Tom Lukens and Katie. They've been doing a fantastic job of making this look so great. Oh, and I got to give a public shout out to Ron Smith for taking photographs of the, because where we have a little slideshow for the Mike Blake Mysteries, so you can see us in action. And it was his suggestion that we dress in 40s garb, and he's been taking some great pictures. So I got to give a public shout out to Ron for that. So thank you. Yeah. Okay. Here's something that's fun that you can help us out with. Oh, where'd it go? I have little banners I can show. So I don't know how it happened. I'm dead that the Raven was nominated for Best Live Theater Company in Sonoma County. It's that. Please. Yeah, it's all you. So it kind of came in under the radar. It was kind of buried in a. I know Tom's not watching this, so I don't care. So it was kind of buried in an email that Tom Brand sent me. It was like because I ignored it for a while because it had a weird subject line, like "so sorry about your loss," and I'm serious. It was something like that, and then I realized, oh, there's an attachment there. I better look at that. And it was about that we're one of the 4 or 5 companies nominated for Best Live Theater Company in Sonoma County, and it's that annual PressDemocrat.com Best of Sonoma County thing that they do every year, which I usually ignore, except for this year, because I think it's really valid and neat. And of course, it's an honor just to be nominated. But you know what? We should win. Let's win. All right. You know, I don't really care about awards unless we can win one. So let's get out there and win. So here's what you need to do, or here's what you can do, I should say. You don't need to do this. But if you want to vote for us, and I mistakenly sent out something that's because I read the thing that said, oh, you can vote 20 times. And I thought, wow, this is something like from the Republican National Convention. You can vote 20 times. Fantastic. Sign me up. But I misread it or I misunderstood it, because what it actually said when you get onto the site. And so I told people, I said, hey, you can vote 20 times, vote early and often. And people said, you can't. And so I went on the site and I realized what it said actually was 20 different entries per IP address. So if you have multiple emails like I do, you can use each one of those emails to vote. But otherwise, and I can't condone that because that's cheating. But otherwise, you just get one vote. What kind of democracy is that? So what you do, and for some reason, I'll get there in a second. So what you do is you go to pressdemocrat.com/best, and they have 3 categories. You get to the landing page, you have 3 categories, and I don't know what the other 2 are, I forgot. But we're under, for some reason, we're under a category called Uniquely Sonoma County. Okay, Uniquely Sonoma County. So you click on that, and because nothing can be easy in this world, you click on that, then you enter your email address at the top of the page, and then you scroll down and you can vote for best. And so you'll scroll down to Live Theater. Yes, Live Theater Company, we're called. And we are, for some reason, listed as the Raven Theater Group. So not the Raven Players, not the Raven Performing Arts Theater, but we are the Raven Theater Group, which is, I guess, kind of like being the Alan Parsons Project. So we're the Raven Theater Group. So, just check that off. And then here's the other thing, because again, it's 2020. It doesn't end there. So you click that and then you submit it, and then they will send you a confirmation email to make sure that was you who was voting. Okay.
And it's in the category of Uniquely Sonoma County, because there's 3 different categories.
That's what I said.
So you have to click on that.
Yeah, no, I said that. I said Uniquely Sonoma County. So this is recorded, just so you know that my wife was correcting me on something that I already said. I think, maybe I didn't. Maybe I just thought I said it. So yes, it's Uniquely Sonoma County. Then you click on that, then you put in your email address, then you scroll down, then you click on Raven Theater Company, no, Raven Theater Group, and then you submit, and then they'll send you a confirmation email. Okay. So I'm sorry, it's so complicated. But if you can do that, that'd be fantastic. If you can spread it out to share it with your friends and loved ones, that'd be even better. So thank you in advance for your support. Okay. I think that's all. I think that might be, I'm out of breath. That was a lot of stuff. I think that might be all I had to say. Is there any more questions that came in? Christy is monitoring the questions. Because on this new, I can look at comments. Oh, I didn't think I could look at comments. Yeah, Mamma Mia, 2021. Yes, Steve Cannon. He has a vested interest in it. That will probably, we hope we'll be back in the theater starting with Woody Guthrie in January. So yes, Mamma Mia 2021 would certainly be on the docket and on the stage docket. So having said all that, unless there are more comments coming in, questions coming in, I don't think so. Let me just leave you with a little song. No, I'm not gonna do that to you. Let me just leave you with this. We were just, where did I put it? Oh yeah, we were just talking about voting. So let me leave you with this. So let us not forget that there's an election. I think it's 48 days away now. And we all know people, we all feel like we live in, we're preaching to the choir when we talk about how we feel about things that are going on in this country, in this state, in this county, in this city, in our cities. But that choir has to vote. We can't just assume that, oh, blah, 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 it'll take care of itself. And oh yeah, these like-minded people will get out there and we'll make sure. We've been down this road before, ladies and gentlemen. So I will keep bugging you about this. that vote, 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 vote. And we all have friends who live in other states and other congressional districts, even within our own state. I have my sister who was watching. Hi, Terry, my favorite sister, from Fresno, which is like another state. And so we can't take anything for granted, is my point. And I think you can all agree on that. So it behooves us not to let our guard down. Again, as I said, we've been down this road before 4 long years ago, when I think I will speak only for myself, of course, when I think I took maybe something a little bit for granted. I voted. Did I work as hard as I could have? Probably not. Definitely not. So I would ask that all of you work as hard as you can. Reach out to those people who are in battleground states or districts who can make a difference, that the vote does count, because we can't afford to blow this one. So vote, 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 vote. And I'll also tell you something you can share with your friends too is this wonderful wonderful website that Stephen Colbert put together called betterknowaballot.com. And if you go there, if you want to send this to your friends, to go there, because a lot of people, because you know as well as I do, this administration is doing all they can to make it as complicated as possible and making mail-in voting not only sound impossible to do, but undemocratic. They're doing all they can, so we got to fight that. And if you know friends in other states who want to vote mail-in and who or don't want to go to the polls because of the pandemic, understandably so, share this website with him. It's called, what did I just say it's called? Better Know a Ballot. betterknowaballot.com. And Colbert does a wonderful job about dividing up. You just click on the state that you live in and you will get the information that you need there. We hear a lot about making a voting plan. You'll get all the information you need there about how to vote and how to get a mail-in ballot if you can't or don't want to vote in person. And in many of them, eventually there'll be all the states. There's a wonderful little video introduction from Mr. Colbert. It's very entertaining. But I recommend that highly. And also, iwillvote.com is a great website as well, because sometimes you think you're registered and maybe you're not. So it's not a bad idea to double check and make sure you're registered. But I would definitely share that with your friends, family, and loved ones in other states and in some of the more contentious districts. And also the effect that has, as we all know, is that is the down ticket thing. Is once you get somebody out there voting for the Biden-Harris ticket, then maybe they'll also vote to get people like Mitch McConnell out of office as well. So it's the trickle. That's the one time that I will agree with Ronald Reagan that trickle down can be a good thing. And I'll leave you with 2 quotes today about voting. Just 2 things to keep in mind. This is a great one. Bad officials are the ones elected by good people who did not vote. I think we've experienced that. I love this because I didn't know this. This quote was from George G. Nathan, who was a drama critic in the early part of the 20th century. And this one you might have heard already because it's somebody that I think we all are familiar with. This quote is, "Someone struggled for your right to vote. Use it." And that's from Susan B. Anthony. So that's it for today. This is I think it's like my 15th cocktail with the artistic director. And we'll be back in 2 weeks, which is October something. It's sometime in October, but you'll see it on Facebook. And for those of you who don't, you're on Facebook now. A lot of you are, but we're also streaming this on YouTube, on our YouTube channel today. So if you don't want to come back to Facebook, and again, I understand why you might feel that way, you can also catch us starting tonight. Every Cocktails with the Artistic Director on YouTube at the same time, because it's coming out of one platform that I'm using that goes to both places. Oh my gosh, this technology, it's crazy. So that's it for today. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for listening so patiently. Thank you for your support. And listen to us this Sunday, 7 o'clock, Facebook Live. I just told you not to go on Facebook. Facebook Live, A Day at the Races, Part 2.
They can see that on YouTube too.
A Day at the Races?
Yeah.
No. Day at the Races is only on Facebook Live, and it'll stay there for a while, but once it gets off of Facebook Live, we will put it on showtixforyou.com. We'll talk about possible YouTube streaming at some point, but that's the plan right now, just to keep it simple. All right. Thank you very much. Have a great rest of your evening, and I will see you in 2 weeks.